Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Did you get my Google sent thing to you?
Oh, I haven't checked. You sent me something to drive?
I just sent you like a Google Hangout on air request thing to your email.
Hold on one second. Let me open on my laptop.
Okay.
Probably a better place to check.
Okay.
I guess I would check my email for that.
Yeah, I sent it to both your emails that I have.
You sent it to Mike Eric at lunch?
Yeah. Should I send it again?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little muffled. But did you send it to you sent it to Mike Eric at live?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, that's where I sent it. No. Okay, cool. I had a big mishmash of leftovers. It was delicious. An avocado, and I almost threw up. Oh yeah? You know what else is? Zico. Zico, Frico. Get your Zico. Oh yeah? You tell me to get your Zico Frico?
And he's like, yeah. And
I made a big Zico.
Zico.
Okay.
I can see you.
Okay.
It's like, oh wait, yeah. It's pretty bloody, I guess.
Do you hear me? I can make the quality higher, but it was messing up.
Oh.
Okay, you can hear me though, and see me and everything.
Headphones. I still have you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it actually.
I don't know why it's okay. Okay, that happened to me a couple times, but then I came back, so I'll see if I come back. Or I can lower the quality. I just tried increasing the quality, so maybe that's what happened.
I can see now. Yeah, I see now. It's on auto adjust for bandwidth, which I guess is the right thing to.
Is it good, or should I lower the bandwidth?
No, I mean right now it looks good. I can see you, I can hear you.
Okay.
And yeah, as long as the internet sustains, we should be good. You can probably.
I don't actually hear you though.
Oh, well that's weird. You should hear me.
I can just keep you on the phone if that's easier.
Doesn't make a difference to me, to be honest. I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Let me make sure that my microphone is on. Yeah, my mic is on. Just tell me if this makes a difference.
Can you hear now?
No.
No. Okay, so it's probably not on my end then. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Music on your computer. Can you play music? Or
Yeah,
it doesn't
just
make a
was.
difference to you. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. All right. I don't know.
All right, whatever. I'll just put my headphones in the phone so I can hear you, and you won't hear yourself talking again.
Okay. And I will. What am I going to do with you over here? I'm going to take this off a speaker. lower the call volume all the way.
Call Mikey A. Call me back.
Oh, are we not on the phone anymore?
No, I'll call you. It's okay. I figured out how to do it quick. Okay, I guess I hung up on you by accident there. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes. So I want to put your call volume as far down as possible. I guess that's good. Yeah. I'm talking to this guy. This guy right here. Where is he? Where'd he go? Bangladesh. And he found me on Facebook.
It's not on the screen.
I can see it on my screen.
Okay, but well actually,
Right there, that little guy.
okay, yeah, now I see it. Oh, that guy liked something from me. I see that face.
Yeah. He told me that he's a motivational speaker or something in like Bangladesh for people affected by Rohingya or something like that. Or like in Rohingya, there's a whole bunch of stuff going around the world where people are getting slaughtered and stuff. And he's like trying to motivate people to do better in a really fucking fucked up atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
So how come he called, or how come he contacted you? And by the way, too, this is on air. So I mean, I'll put it private or whatever on the YouTube, but it is being recorded.
Okay. No one's gonna be able to hear me, so I don't know if it.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Okay, but
yeah.
that's true.
Like it's not gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna actually watch it. One-sided conversation. They either can't hear me or they can't hear you.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just figured it's better to have it than not have it. And so you can say whatever curse words you want, and nobody will be able to hear you.
Freaking sweet.
Okay. Cool. So do you want to talk more about that guy, or do you want to get onto the other stuff?
To answer your question, I don't know why he contacted me. We haven't gotten that far.
Okay. You're talking to him, and you're gonna figure it out, though.
Yeah, I guess so. There was also briefly, there was some other girl that contacted me like a few weeks ago from like Bangladesh, and she wanted like relationship advice or something. I don't know how these people are finding me. I think through Facebook, the whole, I think, motivational speaking thing. And that's why they contacted me. I don't know where that's going to go, but that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, people see it. People see it. One thing you might want to try too, by the way, is in my settings, it doesn't work for me when my settings is default built-in microphone. I have to select built-in microphone. So I don't know if you want to try that.
Okay, let me.
But default is evil.
Test. No, so my microphone is showing green dots when I talk. So it knows on the default mic. Because I'm also, I'll switch to built-in, but I'm not using the built-in mic. So I would be using.
Oh, okay.
What about now? Do you hear anything now?
No, I don't hear anything now. But I guess maybe it is being recorded. I just can't hear it then.
Maybe it's the receiving end.
If you have green dots, I think that they're hearing it.
Yeah, I see green dots when you talk, and I see green dots when I talk. So maybe they can hear it. That's cool.
Okay, cool. Well, either way. Not anymore. Listen up. This is like... That's true, but now I can't unmute you. This is terrible.
Myself. Hey, I unmuted myself. Shows how much power you have.
I'm good, thankfully. I could mute you, but I can't unmute you. Okay,
that's
cool.
Terrible.
Yeah, well, it's better than last year. We're good at her. 2018 is coming up.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll start talking about this stuff. All right. Thanks for helping me out with this stuff, by the way.
Always happy. Like I said, I have about 30 minutes now, but I always have time for you. I just have to get to some schoolwork after that period. But
okay.
Like any given day, really, I'll have some time to talk. I just have to limit my time right now.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, let me know whenever you got to go. That's cool. And then if there's more to talk about, then we can talk tomorrow or later in the week or whatever. That's cool.
Right on.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing some screen sharing just so I can show you some stuff as well.
Okay. Oh, fancy.
Yeah, so it should work, I think. Wow. What happened?
Whoa. Yeah, what? Wow. I'm in the very middle of the screen all the way to the end.
Yeah, okay.
Do you see what I see?
It went like Inception on us. I think so. I see like 5 screen shares.
I've been in here for 40 years already.
Damn, dude. Why? Okay, let's try this one.
Well, it's because like it's like looking into a mirror that's showing you a mirror. Because you had the screen share open.
Oh, that's why. Oh, all right. I understand then. That makes sense. All right. I'm going to switch it back to the other one then. And I was just confused.
When you stream, you just keep that out of like the screen, or put me on the other screen.
I'll put you on the other screen. Okay. That's better, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start off and just... I'm just going to ramble a bit, I think, and let me know if there's anything like you want to talk about or stop me or have any questions or want to make any points or anything.
What's the purpose right now? Let's establish the goal before you get 5 minutes into whatever you're going to say.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So what I'm doing right now is I'm working on building the branding, but not just like the branding, building the whole experience that I'm offering online with all this stuff that I'm making, basically, which includes the live streaming and it includes all the other social media and website that I'm doing. Basically, everything that I'm putting out, I'm trying to make it as engaging as possible, as exciting, as interesting, as fun as possible, because I'm trying to attract people to come and watch the streams and to connect and meet people and find and build communities. And yeah, so I'm trying to make it, I'm trying to plan out the whole route of doing that, and that includes like the branding and exactly how what exactly I'm gonna make and share and stuff like that. So it's kind of general, but is that a good start?
Yeah, you're starting your marketing.
I started what?
You're starting your marketing.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, so I'll start by saying this. I'm planning on doing 2 live streaming channels. And the first one is called Dance Party, and the second one is called Dance Every Day. And just by the way, every time I say dance, it's also spelled D-A-N-S. So the dance party is happening like every night, basically, and or at least like 5 nights a week. And that's basically me putting on like a show, playing music that is pretty well rehearsed and interacting with people and playing songs that I know how to do pretty well. And then Dance Every Day is kind of like the stuff that I do every day that's not necessarily what we rehearse, and it's not necessarily the music. Maybe it's me like playing, like learning a song or writing a song or playing the drums or showing behind the scenes of video making or talking about ideas. It's kind of like a vlog, but a lot longer, and it includes all sorts of other stuff. All the stuff that's not like me singing and playing songs exclusively, that are like well rehearsed.
Okay.
So I think it's good to do that because I'm just like sharing a lot of stuff, but I'm also maintaining a certain channel, just Dance Party, for the stuff that's like better. And because I've been doing streaming for a while now, or at least like the past month, I've been doing here and there, and I like the idea of sharing stuff that's like good and that people like, where I'm like singing songs that I know well because I can share that and people like that. But I also want to share the other stuff that is like just all the other stuff that I do, because I have cameras all around and I can share it. I think that's more opportunities to connect with people too. And so each of those are going to have different bios too, like different, like their own channels. So one of the things that's really neat about live streaming in Twitch that I've like discovered, it's Twitch, where it's also the other ones too, Periscope and stuff like that, is that it's a really neat way like to have your live stream on, and then in a way it's just about your live stream, it's just about what you're doing there, and it's about the chat and everything that's going on, but it's also, you can include your bio on there too, so other people can see it. And so while they're watching, this is what I do when I watch Twitch a lot, I'll watch a lot of musicians, and then I'll see what they have in their bio to learn about them. And you can check out their social media and check out all their websites and stuff like that as they are, as they're playing. And so you can keep on listening. And so that's, I've been thinking a lot about the bio that I'm going to make. Are you confused about something?
No, I'm just looking. If you can make it, my screen is actually fairly small to begin with. If you can make that a large, whatever we're looking at, if you can make it a little larger.
Okay,
so
cool.
Where would your bio be here? Like if I'm watching, this is a view as page, right? Like if I'm watching.
Okay. Yeah, and so here, this is like the cover photo up there. That's my profile picture. This is where my actual video is, and then this is the bio down here.
Okay, so they just scroll down.
Yeah, and so right now it's just all like it's all messy and stuff. But yeah, it just scrolled down, so it's very easy to see, and it's very easy while they're watching the stream to just go down. And so I have a lot of stuff written out for this, for both this channel and then the main channel. And I'm also working on making the photos better. So I'll start with that. First off, okay. First off, I'll show you a cover photo because I was redesigning the cover photo. Yeah, it's similar, but here it is right now. It's something, it's still not done yet, but it's something like this. I wish I could make it bigger. Oh, does that make it bigger for you?
I think it's big enough. I can at least read the words.
All right. So, by the way, I'm going with the dance pun like to the max, basically.
I can see that.
Okay, and so I changed it to make it kind of like more like this is Dance Party, and it's with Dan Klimkowski and the rhythmic, and it's with Dan Klimkowski and the
rhythmic dance tunes.
Yes, you said it better than me. Yeah, and so the idea is that I'm putting on like this live show, and like this is the band, and we're having a party, and so people can come and join the party and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I'll also show you some of the social media ones because I'm there too now. Okay, so I had that one up there already that is going to be made a bit better, but I'm also making all the social media icons over there, like something interesting with music and with the different brands. I'm trying to make it engaging and trying to make it so that people want to click on these things and learn more about my other social media.
Tell me a little bit more about that. Are you what I'm looking at here with YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, did you just, are those pictures that you put in there, or are those actual like clickable links that are set by Twitch? But did Twitch put them there, or you put them there?
I put them there.
Okay, so you're designing your own like customized one for each one of those? Like I see the Twitter one down there, and I like that, the one with you.
Yeah, and these other ones over here, and those are just ones I copied and pasted off Google. I Googled Instagram logo and stuff like that.
Ooh, but, you're gonna do DanceTube, right? You're gonna do DanceTube?
DanceTube? I couldn't do DanceTube.
I don't know, I like that. for the icon, like DanceTube.
That's true. I didn't think about that, actually. I'll write that down because I have a whole lot of puns now. That's a good one. So, yeah, I'm trying to make it like fun and engaging, but also share all the good stuff. And so making the icons like interesting like this, I think is pretty cool. So I have the Twitter one over here, and then the other ones are still like they're all in development. But I'm thinking the SoundCloud one is still not really there, but I'm gonna have it where I am like in the cloud of SoundCloud, and I'm playing some instrument, something like that. The YouTube one is going to be I had planned where I'm going to be standing like to the side of the YouTube symbol, and I'm going to be playing it like drums. And then it's in like a studio or something like that. The Facebook
playing YouTube drum, the YouTube symbol.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it look like the YouTube symbol is on like a tripod stand or like a drum stand, and I'm gonna be hitting it with drumsticks. And then
okay, cool.
The Facebook one is kind of like this. It's gonna be Facebook one is down, but I'm gonna be like up with like a better with like a bass guitar and like a playing music stance, and it's gonna be all the symbols around. In Instagram, I'm shooting the Instagram ball with the didgeridoo. The Tumblr, I'm falling on the ground while playing maracas because I've tumbled down. And Patreon, Patreon's a site where people do like Kickstarter, but like monthly supporting.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just on a conference call, so as long as I don't bother you, I'm just gonna be.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're just in the middle of the call here. You can keep going.
Okay, cool. Do you know what Patreon is? I think we talked about it a bit, or have you heard about it?
Yeah, I've heard about it. We've talked about it before.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and so the Patreon one is going to be like something like this, and it's going to have all those different things that are combined into one, and that's going to be the last one. And then I'm also going to be talking about what I'm going to be like offering as like rewards or gifts or whatever the proper word is for people donating and stuff like that.
And this is the video for that.
What's that?
This is the video for that?
No, these are all pictures and that I'm working on. I'm also eventually going to do a video that goes on the Patreon page, that when people go to the Patreon page, they'll see that video as the opening video, which would be kind of like an intro saying, this is what I do, here's who I am, and here's what you get if you support me and stuff like that. But this is just the picture, and this picture is not as developed, but it's going to have all the craziness from like all the different symbols and stuff on there as well.
Gotcha.
And then in the bio itself, I'm writing out a lot of text to talk about what is going on here. I'm talking about there's going to be a schedule, first off, saying like when I'm streaming and saying like come hang out and stuff like that. And then it's also going to be a bio of me saying who I am, like 27 from New York, living in North Carolina, all that basic stuff like that. Talk about what I do, also link to the other one, link to the other Twitch channel. And by the way, the picture for that is going to be like a puppet sitting, and he had graffitied the name Dance Every Day over the logo. And that's what I'm thinking right now. So you can click on that and see it. I'm going to say, I also stream every day on this channel. And then it's also going to be talking about me stuff where I'm going to be linking to other stuff as much as I can. Like I'm also going to mention the social entrepreneur stuff, like the recycling furniture and lottery competition and stuff like that. And I've written that, so I think that I have a good grasp on how to present that. And then I'm also going to link to like the article that I wrote about that. And then I'm also working on an article to talk about like my music history and stuff like that. So the point of all this is that as people are watching stuff, and I'm going to be broadcasting a lot, so as people stop by, they can, one, see the music that I'm playing or see whatever I'm doing at the time, but then also scroll down and they can see all this other stuff, which is hopefully interesting and engaging for people to check out, like all the other social media stuff or all the other articles and written stuff that I'm doing. And I'm working on writing that a lot, but I won't talk about that right now too much because it's just not written out that well yet.
The article aspect of it, are those going to be just on here on this platform, or are those going to also be on all the social media platforms, the one that at least have something like that? Because I feel like this is kind of like unique with Twitch. I don't see where you put that in like YouTube. Like would you have redundancy for those documents elsewhere, or is that just on these media sites, this media site?
Yeah, yes. And so Twitch is unique in that Twitch you can scroll right down and see it. So I like Twitch a lot for that. But some of them don't have that. Where it is easy to put that, like YouTube, I'll probably put it in the info section or the description section underneath every YouTube video. Like YouTube has a feature where you can create a automatic default thing, like description. And then I currently have that, and I currently just have it linked to like my Twitter and Instagram and say thanks for watching and stuff like that. But then I'll add some more stuff there. I'm not exactly sure how I'll do it yet, but I'll pick the best way. And another thing that I'm doing is making the website too. The website right now, I'm trying to decide the domain name. Right now, the best domain name that I have is dance.party, but I might do something different depending on how the talking about it works. And then on that website,
Did somebody take the without the dot?
Yeah, somebody took without the dot. No, yeah, there is no website without a dot, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean like wish party as the extension?
Yeah, dance.party.
Oh.
Yeah. I have danceparty.co too, but I think dance.party is better probably.
Yeah, that would be confusing to me because I'd probably do that .com.
Yeah, well,
just making up like their own domain names, like their own like extensions.
No, you can't do that. You can only get a certain amount, but apparently just last year they started doing .party ones.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have that, and I'm deciding that, but we'll get to that in a bit, but I will talk about what's going to be on there. So all the ones that you can't have long bios on, I'm going to be linking to the website, and the website's going to have very similar structure to the Twitch bio. So the website's still going to have all those pictures of different social media and about me stuff, and it's probably going to have a lot more too over time, like build it up so it has, you know, specific pages for different songs or projects where I write about it, but essentially the base of it is going to be the Twitch bio. And so like the Periscope, for example, the bio is very short for there. And so in that case, I'll just say like the 1 or 2 most important things there, and then say like, for more information, for a list of songs that I play, for my other social media, for everything else, check out my website. And then that's basically like it's basically like the Twitch bio there.
Okay. Do you have a central platform that you're thinking about? Like if I were to think about your media, is there a certain place that I go for like if I'm only going to visit one place as a consumer, is there one place that I would go, or do you expect them to be kind of spread out overall?
I expect it to be spread out. I'm focusing a lot of attention on Twitch. As a whole, I'm focusing the most attention on live streaming right now, and Twitch and Periscope. I mean, Twitch I like a lot more, but Periscope I've had a lot more reaction from so far, but I'm just trying to get it out as much as possible, really. And I like the combination of doing the live streaming as the main way to get my stuff out there and to meet people with, but then having all the other networks serve their own purposes and to have them all work together. Like, it works well if people can click on Instagram stuff while they're listening to Twitch or Periscope and see some other pictures while I'm, just playing guitar or whatever. But then also YouTube, serves its own role too, because there's a lot of, I have a couple of just like YouTube videos and YouTube series planned that will just be pre-recorded stuff. So it is spread out.
Well, at least that way you're testing all the markets.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's good to have different places because they also have different purposes.
Okay.
So I also I'll open this and show you this real quick because it might be helpful. Okay, so here is Twitch also has a short bio. When you first open it, before you even see the video or the regular bio, and I'm thinking that's going to be welcome to the hottest dance club with all your favorite dance music. Ready for some pun? I mean fun.
Are you thinking at all about members as like a branching off, like a membership, or like members? Like, what would you call members of the dance party? Yeah,
that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. So,
dancers.
I've been thinking about dancers, yeah, and that might be the best one. But apparently it works though. Like, I've been looking at other people. People have like the DeFranco Elite or like the Low Gang when the guy's name is Low Gang, or Jake Paul has Jake Paulers or something. So it might be okay that it's corny.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure about that yet. I'm also thinking about what the Patreon will be, because like the Patreon sometimes has different names for like the supporters, and so I'm thinking about making that like rather like dance party is the party that I throw every night. And currently my Patreon and the website are called Dance Party as well. But I was thinking this morning maybe that doesn't make so much sense because the party is what I throw at night, and maybe it's better if like say the Patreon is Dance Crew, and so if you support me then you're in my crew, you're in Dance Crew or Dance Fam, or dance troupe, dance something like that, dance group. And then the website, maybe it's better if that's like dance club or dance place, dance house or something like that.
Okay. The only thing I would say to that is that as you're growing the brand, I would keep it as consistently from one platform to the next. I think that what you're saying makes sense, but to someone who doesn't know the brand yet, to make sure that when they visited any single place, they have the exact same feel towards your brand. Like if you have different names on each thing, then I might not know exactly what. Like if I come across it on Patreon, I might not understand what Dance Party is if I see a different name on that first place that I land.
Yeah, that's true. Although Patreon isn't going to be a first point of contact for anybody, really, though. And that's going to be for people who are like finding from other places.
Okay, well, I'm just saying for overall consistency, it's probably a good idea just to at least have that, like, as far as like your color scheme, whatever your main brand logo is going to be, have that same color scheme adapted and like main idea. Like the feel of your logo should feel the same, even if it has different words on it from one thing to the next. Like the logo itself shouldn't change, but then the actual, like the meaning for the platform, I think it makes sense to have a different name incorporating the DANS in the beginning, but to keep that consistent feel, as long as it feels the same from one to the next, even if it has like a different underlying idea.
Right. Yeah. And that's one thing with making the dance as like the main thing that's consistent everywhere. And then I don't really have a logo right now. I'm using the same profile picture everywhere, basically. And all of the stuff is, all of the pictures I'm doing are including music. But I'll think about that. I would maybe
think about an idea I just had is like take the DANS, send that to a couple of people on Fiverr, and it's just, for a couple of bucks, see what they come up with, because you might be able to just use DANS in like a specialized form, like maybe have like, how like some well, actually most big brands, they have really their own font that's kind of designed for them. You could have DANS in whatever color scheme you want, either just straight black or whatever, or one or two color tones, something really simple, but then that DANS, whether it's in dance party, dance crew, dance, whatever, that's consistent across. So like the first word is the logo. And then maybe there's enough space next to that in the individualized logo to have that other word. So like if this is like the box, if my phone, well, now I'm speaking into the microphone. If the phone here, if the phone here is like the box space for, if it's the box space for your logo, like the first half of this would be DANS right here, whatever stylized logo you have there, just with those 4 letters. And then the other half would be party crew, whatever part of the network you're talking about. So even like before when I was talking about Dan's, like Dan's tube, it'd be like Dan's and your stylized DANS, whatever that looks like.
Plus, and then the regular YouTube red one. Exactly. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That'll
be a really easy way. Because you want to make it as easy as possible for people to recognize your brand. That'll be the easiest way, I think, to keep it consistent. It'll take a lot of the work out of it. It makes it simple, and it makes it so that even a child could recognize it. You could take a 4-year-old who doesn't understand branding, and they just see that in the first part of it, and they go for it. Because if they like what you've done somewhere else, they'll automatically recognize it. Instead of having to go through like trying to find, because if you just do, I think either way, you're going to need to have like, I don't know, I think it just incorporates really well with, instead of just having one logo, you can have a stylized logo for each that has that consistent piece, because you're going to have like 4 or 5 platforms. So I think that might work out really well.
Could you move the phone a little bit closer to you? Again, it was too loud when you held it, but like if it could be like halfway in between those 2 places, that'd be perfect.
All right. I guess
if it's not possible, that's okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay. No, just put it down. You don't have to hold that. I'm able to hear you.
Yes. Hold on. It's really weird the mic's not working like it should. Oh, wait, I can put it in my pocket. Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, thank God for chest pockets. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I almost wore a shirt without a pocket.
Yeah, so I like that idea. I'm going to think more about that, the dance logo. I think that's pretty cool. What do you think about, I know I threw a lot at you, and I'm sorry if it was overwhelming, but is there any other comments that you want to provide, or should I ask specific questions? Is there anything, any other general thoughts you have about it, about the whole idea and plans?
I think I understand for the most part. Go ahead and shoot.
Okay. Well, what do you think about what do you think about the use of all the puns with dance?
I think it's a good way to go. If you're going to do it anywhere, I think you should do it everywhere.
Okay. I have, by the way, on the second Twitch bio channel, it talks about I explain what it is, and this is where dance rehearsal, writing dance songs, doing dance things. I make the joke of making all the puns and stuff like that. And what do you think about the idea of having the 2 different channels for the different type of things?
If they're really different, if I go there for different things, I think it makes sense. I would just be cautious in the beginning that you don't spread yourself too thin across all of them and developing them. I would, if it would be personally, I'd probably try to focus on one first, whichever one, which is why I asked you what's your main platform, because I feel like to build a presence is to build it in one, not exclusively in one spot, but I think you could experience more growth probably through something just like on Twitch and focusing on getting all of your content set on Twitch and seeing how people respond to the layout and the content rather than trying to build all these things in unison, because it may take, I would imagine it's going to take longer, but if something that you're working on doesn't work out, you might not know until 3 months from now if you're doing all of it at the same time, because it might not be ready until 3 months from now when you roll it out, and then you'd be like, I spent all that time on the articles and actually no one's reading the articles, or nobody's watching this stream, or hey, people only want to see me play music. They don't want to hear they don't want to see the puppets, or they don't want to see whatever the content you're going to be putting on there.
Yeah, right. Which is something I've been thinking to. I want to. I've been thinking that term minimum viable product a lot that people use in like tech startups, because I want to just release and reiterate and see what works the best. And I am focusing mostly on Twitch. I mean, mostly on live streaming. Twitch and Periscope are really the same thing for me because I'm streaming to them at the same time, and I'm having them like integrated and be the same thing. But yeah, and that is like the main focus that I've been doing that over like the past like month or so now, and I've been getting better at that, and I like doing it, and I think that's the main way to get it out there. And I like doing that. I'm definitely gonna keep doing more of that. But I feel like it is building it out more by opening the second channel to allow me to share the other stuff too.
I don't argue against that. I just think that there's a trade-off between your time and what you're able to produce in that time.
Yeah.
Maybe it ends up working better with multiple streams. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about the cover photo that I made? I was just thinking about this morning, and I was thinking about our talk that we had last month or 2 months ago when I made that the first time, and I was thinking about that more in line with the dance party idea, like that it's a party. And so I was thinking, okay, get rid of like the ocean in the background, get rid of the surfboard and everything like that, and then I could make it just like a concert, like it's like fun, like these guys are putting on the show. It's going to be mostly me in these streams, at least for now. It's just basically me with an acoustic guitar, and me adding more stuff in there as well. And I think it's good to include the other stuff. This is actually not the right one, and to include all the other fun stuff as well, because the puppets are like a part of it. But mostly the stream, the dance party stream at the moment is all it's been is me with the guitar. But I think that's okay. But what do you think about that in general? Can you see it well?
Yeah, I was just about to Google something. Let me just come back to the page. Hold on.
Okay. Does it zoom in for you when I zoom in on the screen?
Is it what?
Does it zoom in for you when I zoom in on the screen?
I don't see any zooming.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably part of the problem.
well, I can maybe make it bigger.
Okay. It's not too much of an issue. I just can't read like fine text. I can still see though. I can see like the image you're showing me.
Okay. Well, good, because I know I fixed it. I fixed it, right?
Oh, I can see now. It's full screen.
Yeah, I made it bigger. Okay. So yeah, and this is all. I just sketched this out real quick, and so it's all messy and stuff. But I put the lights on there. I made the background space because I wanted it to be like. I also talk about how part of like the stuff that I'm putting out, and part of the stuff that really excites me. I talk about in the bio a bit is like curiosity and learning and playing. And I was thinking more about that question you asked me when you were here about like what is like my brand that I'm putting out, and I'm not exactly sure how to define it in short, but it includes a lot of things like music is like the focus, but around that it's like just interacting with people, connecting with people, being friend, family, like being close together, and then also like exploring and playing and being and learning about things. And so here it's like it's exciting because it's like I put the like the curtains on the sides. So it's kind of like the band is playing Dan Klimkowski and the rhythmic dance tunes, and it's like a crazy kind of name, and the puppets are crazy, and we're playing and stuff like that. What do you think about the whole idea of it right now, and also that name too? and with Dan Klimkowski and the rhythmic dance tunes.
Well, I think the name's pretty horrible, to be honest.
Oh yeah, you don't
It's
like?
super fucking hard to say. Like, you fumbled on it when you were first saying it before, and I had to read it like 3 times. Anybody dyslexic's not going to be able to look at your channel.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the idea too, because it's like rhythm.
We don't want dyslexic people. Get out of here.
And then it's,
What are you, stupid?
It's manic too.
I like rhythmic manic tunes. I don't know what's with rhythmic. Is that a word?
No, both of them are made up words. So it's a combination of rhythm and mythic, and then rhythm and manic. I was also thinking about doing with Dan Klimkowski and the rhythmic dance tunes, which is a lot easier to say. But then I was like, rhythmic dance tunes is kind of fun too, because manic gets at like the puppet shooting around stuff, and it's kind of like crazier too.
Interesting. I think there's a lot going on. I like the idea, but it's like if someone can't get it like really quick, then you might lose just people's understanding. They might still come to the channel and like it, but as far as like sending a message in this picture, I'm not sure what kind of message it sends. Also, the whole channel's about you. It's literally your name is the title. So I think that you'd be better centered in this, literally and metaphorically. Like, when I look at this, I can't tell what the channel's about unless I'm watching videos on there. Maybe I can get it from that, or unless I talk to you. But I don't know if it's about sports, because there's 3 instruments, and then there's 2 balls, and there's a bunch of lights like a stadium, and then like a stuffed animal, and then 3 stuffed animals. I don't know that they're puppets unless I've seen the puppets.
And there's 5 instruments.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. It took me a little while. See, that's what I'm saying. I literally didn't see the djembe, and I didn't see the keyboard at first, because there's just so much going on. It's a cool picture, but I think it's a little busy.
It's definitely busy. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but it's also not meant to be like the feature. This is meant to be like something that gets shown in front of your face at first, and then the video is right below it. And so, if anything, I want to make it like ultra engaging. That is not like just like whoa, and then you can come back to it and see it later if you want, but something that like just kind of jumps out at you.
I see what you're talking about. What's with the lights?
I just put them on right now. I figure it works out because it's like the lights are also bad now because I have to like I just threw them on and I have to make them better if I go with the lights. But I like the lights because 1, it's like there's stars in the background, and then 2, it's like lights of like a concert. Like the like stage lighting.
Okay, if you're looking for a stage lighting look, I would recommend maybe putting stage lights, shooting light, because I can't tell. Like, they actually look like stars, like in the sky, which doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, that's meant to be stars in the sky because the background is the stars and the starry night. It's like there's a curtain.
I get that, but neither one of those things makes sense for what you're doing. It's not relevant to someone watching your channel. That doesn't really make. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's like we're putting on a show, right? We're a band, and we're playing music. Yeah, we're in the fucking cosmos, dude. But we're like far out.
Thinking most people aren't going to be thinking that, and you'd have to actually explain that to somebody for them to get it. I get why you like it, but you have to understand what people are going to think. And maybe people are going to get it, and I'm just totally off. But if they don't get it, they're not going to try to get it.
Well, no, it's like maybe the TV show Lost. Like, people don't get the show because it's simple. People like the show, and that's an older reference because that was like 10 years ago. Maybe a better one is like...
I never saw it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I never saw it either. But did you hear like the social thing going on? There's probably better examples. Like, I don't know if you watched that newer one, Westworld, or any like... Yeah, it's like there's these shows that are just like, they pack in a lot of detail, and they make people curious, like, to learn more about it. And so, like, it's not always best to just make something that's simple and ultra concise in the point, but something like this has a lot of details that people can get into and be like, oh, that's going on, that's going on. And not that they're going to be looking at it all like those shows, because those shows are like crafted with like, you know, many episodes and lots of content and storylines and stuff like that. But I think it just like there's an analogy between making something that is like not necessarily at a first glance like, oh, this is exactly what this person does, but something at a first glance that's like, oh, there's something interesting going on here.
I see what you're saying. I think that something like this would be more relevant during, like literally during like a rebranding. You're trying to attract people right now, and I, for one, I know that if I went to a page, I probably wouldn't look at that picture twice because I just wouldn't get it, and it's not worth my cognitive effort to figure it out. If I like your videos, I'll probably watch your videos, but that picture may never mean anything to me.
Okay.
I see how there's a lot of there's a big message behind it. Layered.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if like those Westworld examples really work, because in my mind, like that's a show that people know, and like their logo, if I Google their logo right now, it's probably not like a dog, like stars and like some robot picture.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what my mind is going to.
All right. Probably a better analogy is like the Beatles cover of Sgt. Pepper's. Have you seen that before? It's like the Beatles and like 100 of like famous people or something like that. It's different, but it's also more akin in that this is not the logo, and it's also not a TV show, but it's just one picture that is kind of like, just like when somebody buys an album and they see one picture, that the main thing is the album that they're listening to, but they buy the album and they see the picture and that's the first thing they see. And so that's kind of like this. This is like the first picture that is just the album cover in a way. It's not at all the main thing. The main thing is the music and what's actually happening in the room. But this is just the first thing. And just like how they have a bunch of craziness going on there, and people have made like documentaries about that. Like there are books about just what all that means, because people love to like look at all that detail. And of course, I'm not saying that the same thing is here. I'm also not the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles had a big audience when they did that, so maybe there's a difference in there. But it's kind of going along the same idea there, making something that is like, I don't know, complex and interesting.
Yeah, I think you nailed it as far as I'm concerned. Like, if they were not the Beatles yet and they put that out, I don't think anybody would pick it up. The fact that it was by the fact that they were a big band at that time and then they released it, of course they have to differentiate themselves. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It can't work. I just don't know that I'd go with it while you're trying to build up an idea of who you are, like in these consumers' eyes.
What would you do differently? I feel like it works because
I would put you on a couch and put all of the things around you, and you're there. You're like the subject of this whole thing.
But how about,
I know that you.
How about this though? Because I'm throwing a party, I'm not going to be sitting on a couch at a party.
You are, dude, because you're the fucking man at the party. You're the reason people come to the channel. If you don't know that, then you don't know your own channel.
Yeah, and I'm playing music for people. I'm putting on a show.
Right there in the middle. I can't tell if the show's about the puppets or you. Like, if the puppets were sitting around you, talking to you and playing music towards you, and you're sitting there like laughing, like playing the guitar, like that to me shows me that you're like A, the subject, and B, that you have all these cool things happening around you. I see how that's a little bit here, but it's not really directed at you. I wrote that down before we even started talking about this. I wrote down band centered around you, need more suggestive imagery, meaning that it needs to suggest that you are the one who is doing the music playing. You are the one who everyone is kind of like, and if they're doing music playing too, cool, but like I feel like you're the thing. Like you're the thing. You're the thing people go to it for.
All right, well, how about this?
Experience, but like you're the guy they show up for. That's why people go to a John Mayer concert. I don't go to see his band play, but they're there. But he's there at the front of the center of the stage. Every artist is at the front center of their stage.
Well, how about
that I've seen?
All right, two things. One, I mean, there's a lot of like bands that play, which are like you go to see the Beatles, and that's not like you go to see John Lennon or something like that. And then
really a good market for it. I wouldn't know.
Two, well, any bands. I'm sure there's a lot of bands. Like when you go to see like Coldplay, you're not going to see Chris Martin, just Chris Martin. You're going to see Coldplay because the whole band is that's Coldplay. People don't even say Chris Martin mostly.
You're going to tell me there's not like a lead in each band?
No, there is. I'm the lead, and like right now in this picture, first off, I am in the middle. Like I'm off-centered, but I'm in the middle, and everybody's like around me. And then the name of the channel is Dance Party. My profile picture is right there. It says with Dan Klimkowski. It says with Dance Tunes. And then the bio says dance, 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 dance. And so, I don't know. I feel like that's like a lot of me, right?
Yeah, but the imagery is also just as important. I think the imagery is more important than the words.
Is it just that my picture is bad here? Because I use a picture that like I did like a year ago, and I didn't make it for this. I just cut it out because it was easier than making a full picture. but like, what would it be? Would it just be making a better picture and putting it in the middle? But then in that case, where would the text go?
Well, also, like, I think, well, the picture is not the greatest picture, right? I think a higher quality picture would really do it a lot of justice. But having like nuanced things, like if I were to just go like jump into where this picture was taken, if this picture was taken in like a real place and I could just go in there and manipulate things right now, like I would bring you a little bit closer. I'd bring you like maybe 2 or 3 steps closer to the camera. So bigger in the foreground. I would maybe ask you to maybe keep looking the same, maybe keep facing the same direction, but like turn your eyes so you're looking towards the audience. Because I feel like right now it's like, what are you looking at? You know, and I understand how the picture was just superimposed, but like things like that, it's just like nothing here, nothing in the picture stands out to me. Like what's the someone just looking at this picture? What am I focused on? What is the thing in the picture you want people to focus on?
Because just the whole thing. It's probably the title. And then, you know, title is middle, and the title is white.
Not big enough, and it needs to stand out in a different color. And I wouldn't have all those big. I know the lights are just like temporary trick or whatever to see if you want to use them. Like those words have to stand out so much farther against everything else, if that's the main thing.
But it's also not just like one thing. It's like the Beatles thing. Okay, sure, they're big band and stuff.
They're right there, that's better, and they're wearing something that no one else is wearing. Like if you look at it, they're also. Like they are pitched against black and white figures in the back. They're super in the foreground. They are not any. They're like 2 steps or 3 steps ahead of everybody else for a real picture. And they're wearing like the most colorful thing. They're wearing crazy hats. They're standing next to each other, and they have a big drum right in the front of them. They are the icons. If anything, the drum is where your eyes go first or second, but they are absolutely first or second as well. And the guy in the 3rd row behind them doesn't even come close.
Right. I mean, it's still not like
they're not. Well, what I'm saying is like there is nobody else on the same plane as them, except maybe that weird thing in the bottom right-hand corner. Don't know how I feel about.
Okay, well, cover. I'll think about all this, and I really appreciate your help, Jimmy. It's really helpful for me to have these ideas challenged, and I don't mean to like seem stubborn and like try to like. You know, stick up for an idea or a thing that I made too much already. But like I am trying to make this best, and it's helpful. It's really helpful to have a second opinion on.
Of course,
I do some thinking about it. What do you think about? Do you still have time, or do you have to go?
I have a little bit more time. I'm trying to keep myself to it, but I like this. This is engaging.
Okay, cool. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying this?
No, I'm having a horrible time. That's why I want to stay.
Okay, great. What do you think the name should be for the Patreon? I know you're talking about having it all like consistent name and stuff like that, and that makes sense. I think the dance, and I like the idea of the dance logo. But what do you think about? And also, that dance logo could go on here pretty well. If maybe like I was centered, and then it was like the dance logo was big in the middle on the bottom, and then the puppet's name was there or something like that.
Yeah, I think once you develop your logo, it should also go in that image.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I'm thinking about the Patreon name, and I have a tendency to want to go off into the deep end of like going 2 or 3 layers deep to meaning of why a word should be used where it is. Like Dan's mrads, or like comrades, or like Dan's, or like I don't know, but I feel like Dan's friends or something like really simple might be a way to go. Like to make it as simple as possible for people without having to make them like think about it. You don't want to have to make them think too much about just the name even. And with having multiple different platforms, you'd want Dan's to stand out ahead of something else, and then you want it to be readable. But like maybe Dan's friends is like a thing to do, or like dancing with Dan's, or like Dan's. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm also the same way. I mean, one requirement that I have is I want it to work in both ways. In like Dan's like possessive, this is my like dance tunes, like my songs, Dan's tunes, and also dance tunes, like dance tunes. And I want that to be the same for Dan's party. It's Dan's party, but it's a dance party. And so I'm also thinking simple too for the Patreon. I'm thinking it probably shouldn't be party because I'm throwing the party here. But right now the ones I'm thinking the most about are Dance Fam, like Dance Fam, or Dance Crew, which is like you have a dance crew, or you have a dance troupe. So it's like my crew, and it's also like a dance crew, or something like that, dance group. So something simple. Yeah, I don't want people to think about it too much, but I want it to be natural, and I want it to work in like the context where I say, okay, I'm throwing a party at night, dance parties happening every night. And if you want to be in the crew, if you want to be in the dance crew, then come and check out the Patreon or something like that. If you want to be in Dance Fam, then check out the Patreon. And also another thing too is that Patreon has different tiers. Sometimes people give different names for different tiers, and so it's possible to do that too. Like maybe Dance Crew is the whole Patreon, but then if you want to be like, if you're in the really supportive tier, then you're in Dance Fam or something like that. But at the same time, I don't want to I don't want to put people out of Dance Fam. Just for that example, because I want everybody to be in my fam,
Yeah, I know. What about Dance Revolution?
Well, that sounds like Dance Revolution, and it also
definitely not where I got it from.
And it's also not like I don't know.
Does that just not make sense?
It doesn't make as much sense as like Dance Crew, because you can be a member of Dance Crew, but I'm not trying to start a revolution, really.
I think Dance Crew works. I think that makes sense. If you're trying to make a name for the community or like the community members, I think like being a part of the crew makes sense. And like Dance Crew is like a thing.
Yeah, it could be.
The fact that people would recognize the term Dance Crew, like if you Google Dance Crew, you'll probably get a crew of people dancing.
Yeah, I Googled it, and there's like America's Top Dance Crew is a TV show. So I think it's a pretty popular term for people who dance together.
I think that's good. I would say go with it. Unless you have like another one that just stands out completely against that. I would go with that, at least to start.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's pretty good too. And then I like that too, crew members. That's better than dancers. I mean, people can be dancers too, but I can be like, when I talk about it, like maybe I'll say dancers and be whispering dancers. But probably like being in the crew or something like that is a way I can say it. And then when I don't want to use a pun, I can say it like that, and that works out well. Mm-hmm. Or like being at the party, like party members, party people. Partiers. Yeah, I think that works. What do you think about the name of the second channel, Dance Every Day? Yeah,
I think I was going to say like, oh, you should use like Dance Daily, but that's really stupid. I think Dance Every Day has a better flow than Dance Daily.
Yeah, I wrote that one down, and I thought that too. I thought Dance Days, I thought, and Dance Every Day, it's like come to dance every day, come to dance every day, Yeah. And it's also like my everyday. So it's kind of like the vlog aspect of it.
It'd be sweet if you had like an EDM channel.
It'd be great if I had dance music, but
I wasn't gonna ask.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it, and you can dance with the acoustic guitar. I put down the rhythms and all of that. It's not
okay.
It's not just that slow folk music. But yeah, eventually though, like I would love to collaborate and have an actual band that I could do it with, and then make like music with drums and stuff. And I'd also like to be able to do that solo, and I'm working on that with like the music production stuff. But right now, the stuff that I'm best at is just playing guitar and singing. So that's what I'm going to focus on for Dance Party, and Dance Party will change over time.
If you're not going to show me anything right now, can you pull your face back up?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Where is it? Okay, stop sharing. Where are you?
Hey, yeah, cool, you're back.
Okay, cool.
Welcome back to the dance party, or the mic party.
That's right.
Well, I guess you've been at the mic party.
I've been at the mic party, yeah, but well, you were actually behind a window too, because I was just walking around the room as I was talking. So now I'm at the mic party again. Yeah, I guess that's like. I guess it's everything I have in my head right now, or all the main things.
Okay.
I also wanted to ask you for advice about Tinder too.
Yeah, shoot, man. More my expertise.
Okay, cool. I heard that you knew the dating videos and you were really popular in Bolivia or wherever that was.
Bangladesh.
Okay. Yeah, Bangladesh. It'll take me a minute to get there. So what do you think about the whole thing that I'm doing in general? And also the idea of making like the multimedia stuff, like writing stuff and having all this different stuff linked to it in the bios and the website and stuff like that. That's two different questions. What do you think about the whole idea of it, the whole where I am with the plans right now, and also direction of it, and then also the other stuff, like including the information in the bio and stuff.
This is not Tinder yet.
No, this is not Tinder yet. Yeah.
I love the fact that you're just going balls to the wall trying to do live streaming.
Okay.
You're the only person that I know that is trying to do it as a serious thing. And I like it. I like effort, whether it succeeds or fails or whatever. I like the fact that you're doing it. I think that having all the different mediums, you might be able to just handle it a lot better than I would, but it would be a little bit concerning that there's so much going on at one time that you might not be able to iterate fast enough to get feedback to then improve it. Those different channels, like it just seems like a ton of work, to be honest, like a lot of work. But maybe like with the live, like maintaining all the platforms.
The live stream makes it so much simpler because it's just like I love to play music, and so whereas in the past I just played music and didn't stream it, now I'm just live streaming and now I'm just playing music and streaming it. And I'm also working on making the stream better. Like I'm making sure it is a lot of work. I'm working on it constantly to make sure that everything works. Like I had to get really serious about my chord sheets to make sure that it's all correct and stuff like that. And then there's a million other stuff to do as far as getting all the tech to work and stuff like that. But at the same time, like it's way easier. Like I'm not focusing on YouTube videos right now. I'm not focusing on the other stuff. I'm going to get back to that later. But the main focus is just live streaming right now. And the actual active live streaming, once you have all the infrastructure work done, it's way easier because it's just the time you put it in is the time that you're live and the time that you're sharing. And then it's all easy. Yeah, you hit the big red button and then you just be yourself. You play music or you talk or whatever. Or you do whatever you're doing, but you're sharing it. So I'm sorry to interrupt your thoughts, but I just wanted to get that out.
I don't know if I'd answered your questions yet. What have I not answered? Or what have I not shared thoughts on that you asked?
Well, I asked for your thoughts about the whole idea with the bio and like sharing all the links to all the other stuff there. And then also just what you think about the whole entire thing. So, and so you answered them. I mean, you answered them enough there, or if there's anything else you want to share, you can. And then also one other thing I'll throw in too is that a lot of the other stuff is like integrated in. Like basically while I'm doing the live streams, I also have like a marker set up where like I just hit a pedal and then it's going to make a reminder for me to check that later. So I can cut it to make a YouTube video, and so I can cut that to make Instagram videos, and I can cut that to share on SoundCloud and stuff like that. And so I'm also working on the systems to share them all at once. So that kind of goes also with what I was just saying about it's not like all different projects. It's like it's all based on the live streaming and all just flows out of the live streaming. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I'm like talking your ear off with this stuff or it's not making sense, but I'm also trying to get like, it's the first time I'm talking about this a lot. So
this is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
To be applicable. I'm curious to see who your market is. Like, who are the people that are watching this? Do you know who they are? Like are they certain ages or interests? Do you have a way to find out?
Yeah.
Do you get analytics from any of these, like insights?
Yeah, I check the analytics after every stream I do, and I see who interacts too. Like I have been doing, so I can see all the people who follow, and like it seems like it's pretty spread out. There's a lot of girls, a lot of guys. I imagine that in general it's going to be a younger age group, just because people who are on networks like Twitch and just most social networks are younger age groups. There's going to be a lot of like teenagers, people in their 20s, but there's also a lot of people in their 30s and a lot of people in their 50s, 60s, but less, And so far, the people who have been most like dedicated, there's a few people who have been coming back like every day for the streams, which is really cool. And
that is really cool.
Yeah, and they've been like starting to follow other networks and stuff like that too. And so I figure if I just keep on doing it and being consistent with it, that will spread more, and it'll spread faster over time as more word of mouth and people invite their friends and stuff. As long as I keep doing it and keep on doing it well and keep on improving it. And
see which one of those kids can bring the most people to the live stream in like an hour, you know, like, so then send him something that's worth $5.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
And then people do that.
Hey, everybody that comes in, tag them as they come in so that I know you brought them in, and I'm going to tally them up at the end, and I will send you this thing. I will send you a pair of my underwear.
Yeah, people do that. I mean, not that specific example, but like I see it all the time on Twitch. Like people are having contests where they're giving away gift cards and stuff like that. So it's definitely, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
People are serious about this. People are.
That's interesting, man. Hey, listen, the whole thing that I said about like anything related to branding, like with the logos, the colors, the image, I think that will only take what you're doing and really expand it and like really make it something that's, I don't know if it's like household name, but like really recognizable.
Yeah.
So keep doing everything you're doing. I feel like when you get around to the branding, I feel like that's almost not secondary, but you're putting in, I think, the more important work up front. But definitely, you know, like getting all the images fixed up and stuff. I know you maybe just want to do a lot of it yourself. I'm not sure, but like as far as having like the banner that you did with like the lights and stuff, like get it done and then send like your files to somebody on Fiverr and have them like touch it up professionally and like really have something solid. Because I think the whole thing is a really good idea. And I know it's still in the early stages, so it's just all in development. But I think it can come a really, really far way. And if you're already getting, you know, I think you had something like, you told me you had like 2,000 people in one live stream, right? Yeah,
well, that was one day, but most days have been like maybe 200 people or so. But you know,
what was it about that day that there was 2,000 people?
I don't know. I don't know. It might have been the thumbnail. You know, there's like a craft to making the thumbnails, and my thumbnail looks really good in that one. Yeah, that's right. But there's a lot of things to play around with, though. Like I've just been doing one name, so I'm going to start naming it differently. But I don't know. It might have just been random about that, though. But I'm going to keep doing it and
tenfold.
Keep on building.
Serious.
Yeah, seriously, just like a random thing that happened. So.
Yeah, I think just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just like keep pumping the steam into the job, and when you get around to doing the branding stuff, you get around to it. That's where my eye goes first, but sometimes to a fault, because most of it is work that you're actually doing on the channel to build that organic sense of like who's going to be there.
Yeah, so, just being there, I think, is the main thing. Being there and putting the work into the actual stream.
Yeah,
I agree. Sounds all important.
Get away.
Well, yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate all the insight and the advice. I have a lot to think about. Is there anything else you want to talk about with that?
No. When you have those 2 channels done, shoot them to me. I'll take a look at them. I just want to see what my experience is like entering those 2 things for the first time. Because I don't spend a lot of time on Twitch. I don't spend a lot of time on, I think I've been to Twitch like once or twice since I left North Carolina. Because I have other things going on. But use me as an outlet for information, to test stuff, send me stuff, send me underwear.
All right, man. You got to bring some friends to the party if you want to get the underwear.
Yeah.
If you want to get the undies, you got to bring those friends.
Bring a bunch of naked friends.
Dude, only crew members get the undies.
Only crew members, dance crew. Yeah, and just start thinking, like, whenever you have an idea for like the DANS logo, I really like that a lot. Yeah. Unless there's anything else on the table, like I really think that having a strong, like, it's like how you and tube are separated, because it's like you are the main part. It's like tube is where you do it. So just the same way that YouTube has their style of who and then where, and it happens to be YouTube every time because it's YouTube. That's the channel. But for you, it's like Dan and then where you do it. Just like you tube, it's like Dan fucking wherever you're doing it. I think that having that is like really, it's super consistent, but it puts a spot for whatever, it reserves a spot for what specifically you're doing. And you're doing a lot. So to have that brand consistency, I think, is important. And also to find a 1 or 2 color scheme and just stick with it no matter what.
I'm thinking, just like spitballing about what the dance could be, like the logo of it. Like I'm just thinking about like maybe each letter is like a fun popping color, and then it's got text that's kind of like, I don't know, like text that's like it's difficult to describe. Like, no, I was trying to spell it out, but you know how some text, all right, I'll just try to explain it real quick how I'm thinking about it. You know how some text is like triple layered, and so you have the D, and then you have like the inside D, and then maybe the inside D, maybe just double layered, and then you have that for each letter.
Block letters?
Kind of like block letters, yeah. All right, this is just a first idea, so it's probably not going to be the idea, but that's what I was imagining about like it's just like a simple thing, but each letter is like a different color, and it's like that, and it's bright, but maybe not a different color.
Each letter could be a different.
What do you? Maybe, but I don't know if there are instruments that look like that though.
Or each letter could hold an instrument or something, or maybe they're just letters.
Yeah, maybe. Do you have any ideas that pop out in your head for that logo with the dance?
For that part of the logo is don't do anything crazy for that part of the logo.
Yeah, well, that's just got to be letters, right?
Yeah, like super simple though. Like I wouldn't do unless maybe I'm getting a weird idea of the block letter thing you're talking about, but I'm thinking like just like regular, like regular letters, styled to make it so that it's unique to you, but like nothing like frilly or I don't even like the different color thing. I'm not sure.
It's basically just a special font, and it's got to have some colors, but I don't know if they're all different colors or it's just some exciting color.
It's amazing. I wouldn't put like four different colors into it.
Yeah, it might be best just to go on to like 99 Designs and then just say like, Dan's, I'm looking for something that's exciting but simple and something like that, and just see a lot of people put it on there.
Yeah, but again, absolutely nothing to lose. I mean, that could only good things could come from that, and you probably get a lot of ideas.
Right.
Unless, so I would say that like that part of the logo is going to be the main thing that shows up everywhere. It should be really representative. It should either be like neutral, where it's just like black block letters, which is just recognizable, which I guess it could be a good thing to go with just for consistency. Or if you're going to do something like the different colors, like what are those? Is there something that it represents? Because there's 4 letters.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's like 4 main areas of interest for you or something like that, and like each color could be different. Because then you could have like if it's like music, artsy entertainment, like the puppets. Like each one could be like a different color, could represent something different. Not necessarily like one is Twitch, because if you go away from using that, then it'd be weird for your logo. But if like the D represented music, and that was like a certain color, and then underneath like it said music in that same color, so it'd be like big D, big A, big N, big S.
Yeah.
D.
I don't know though. It's really like 90% music though, so I don't want to make it seem like the music is just a quarter of it.
Oh, I was just saying, like, just to make them, if you're going to do something where there's different things going on, that it has to be, like, representative. That I wouldn't just make it to look cool, but, like, to make it to mean something.
Yeah,
so
that's
that when
true.
you explain it to people, you have a story behind all of it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll think about that.
That's my only feedback on that.
Do you want to hear some ideas about the Tinder?
Yeah, let's go over that quick. And then I'm gonna.
Or if you want me to do it another time, that'd be better. I mean, that way we're not rushed.
No, it's cool. So let's just. Do you want to talk for like 5-10 minutes, or do you want to talk another time about it? Or in addition, also talk another time about it. Like if you have anything pressing you want to talk about now, quick, and then we can always have another full conversation about it. I have 10 minutes. I can stay on till 4:50. You're reading a list of. Are you reading a list of things to talk about?
No, I'm looking at stuff that I had. I've just been keeping like a note of Tinder ideas for a while, so I'm just sorting through it and just seeing what ones I'll share. Yeah, let's just do this another time because I can get it more organized.
Okay.
And it'll be better that way, I think. But if you want to talk about this the next couple days, something like that, then I'm down. I mean, it's mostly written, but it'll just be better to have a separate conversation about it. And it doesn't have to be a big conversation, I mean, but just not right now.
Okay. There's a bug. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's a bug on my. Can you see? You can't see over there probably. It'll never work because not having the camera see the tripod, like no matter how far I tilt it, you're never gonna see it. Never mind. There was a bug. The bug's gone. You missed the bug. Anything else in life going on you want to talk about? How did the tennis thing go? The tennis lessons for those people.
It went good. It was pretty crazy. It was like I've never done quite that before. There was like probably, it was more than I expected. There was probably 12 kids in the first one, and then there was like 5 kids in the second one, and nobody showed up for the third one. But yeah, it was pretty crazy because they were like from kindergarten to like 7 or 8 years old, I guess, in the first one. And are you still there? You're frozen.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it was like being like a teacher at like school, and like all the kids were like doing like crazy stuff, like running around and like just like on the floor and like in the racket with their hands and stuff like that. And I was like, everybody come back to the line, everybody do this. And it was fun. It was a good experience, a good learning experience. And then the second one, they were like 11 or 12. And so we could hit the ball back and forth. And that was cool to hang out, and we could talk about more stuff. But it was really cool though. I like spending time with kids, and it's an interesting experience.
Yeah, for sure. Kids can be kind of crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
I remember when I was at the YMCA probably 10 years ago, and I was like a counselor. I had a kid that like went out to the. He was notorious for like going to the bathroom in his pants because he thought it was funny, and he was like kindergarten age. And I see him outside like playing, and then I look back again, and he's like sitting up against the pole, like squatting against the pole with his pants on. And I'm like, oh God. And he just took like a crap right in his pants and like looked at us through like the window and was like, I'm thinking, I can't figure you out. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids are funny.
Yeah. They're
cool, man. Well, I'm glad it
lots
went
of
well.
fun.
That's really neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing that every Thursday, that class for the next 7 weeks now.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get going. I'm going to get back to reading this thing that I kind of want to read it. Kind of don't want to read it. It's like,
Okay.
you know when you have stuff like, you got to do, and you kind of like, you're okay with doing it, but then there's like the stuff you really would rather do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you rather do?
Anything. No, I have, I wanted to work a little bit on the public speaking thing. My partner from China, we're interviewing high school students on Wednesday, and I'm going to be on campus here at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be 8 o'clock at night there, and we have 2 hours of interviews set up to interview with these Chinese students. So I just wanted to like collect my thoughts on that and get some stuff written down. That's really it. And then I just have I've neglected schoolwork for the past 4 days, and
Right.
I don't even know how much there is to do, but there's a fucking lot. I got to read pretty much now in the next 2 hours. I have to read 2 chapters in a book, which isn't going to happen. I'm probably not even going to look at it. I got to read this 12-page case, and then I have to read this, which is judicial standards for survey research, an update and guidelines. This is from.
Sounds pretty boring.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to really do that well at reading this either. But this, we're going to debate in class, so I have to read that.
Okay.
So just it's like, dude, I swear, man, I keep seeing this cycle, and I'm okay with it because I do well in it. But the 0 to 100 in my life, real fast.
Yeah. From being out on the lake chilling in a kayak to being at home reading Judicial Updated from 1990.
I'm barely at home. I'm either in a coffee shop now, or I'm at the campus, or soon to be, hopefully in Huntington. And that's going to be 40 hours a week. So all this other stuff's going to be outside of those 40 hours a week, which is going to be, interesting.
Man. How many hours do you do in school?
Full time. I have 12 credits. So 12 credits a night. I have three on campus. I'm here. I have to be here 9 hours just for the classes itself, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. Then I have an online class that's set up for a Tuesday, Thursday class. But I'm usually on campus, reading and stuff, or doing research or other work.
So you have 60-hour, 70-hour work week or something like that with school combined. Yeah. Well, who cares? Not you, apparently.
No, I could take it. Then there's this other that's not even including the stuff with Poem in China, which is about to gear up. We're going to do a class a week for a couple of hours, and then content creation for that, which I just wrapped up a video yesterday about Apple and their iPhones. And this other thing I'm doing now. Did I tell you about the Graduate Business Association?
Yeah, you're like the treasurer or something?
Yeah, the director of fundraising. So we have like a couple of events coming up, one this week and then one next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. See what happens.
We'll see.
Whatever.
Well, I'm doing a lot of stuff too, so we do it together.
There's no doubt in my mind. I know you're down there working your ass off for what you want, and I think that's important.
Yeah,
you know,
so both of us are going through crazy 20s.
Yeah, like when am I going to do this? When I'm 80 years old? When I wake up and I feel tired when I wake up, to the time that I'm tired when I go to sleep? No way. Not going to do it. Although by the time I'm 80 years old, if I live that long, it'll probably be a lot better than 80-year-olds have it now.
Yeah, man, that's right. That technology, it's going to get better. It's already getting better right now. See this stream? Worked out pretty good today.
Yeah, with the cell phone in my pocket.
Imagine. Hey, it's only 2018, 2017.
I came across that video again. Did you see I tagged you in it?
Yeah. I saw you posted on the Facebook comment too.
Dude, I thought that was hilarious.
YouTube. Yeah.
Because I was checking out your YouTube channel to see, because I keep getting notifications because I subscribed. So every time you do a live stream, I get a notification. And whenever I open up my Chromebook, which I leave on most of the time, it's just in standby, it has all these notifications piled up if I didn't look at it for like a day.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm filling up your inbox.
I open up my Chromebook, and like you're like 2 out of the first 3 live streams sometimes that show up in little boxes on the bottom of my screen. So I tapped on it. I went to your YouTube channel, and I was just looking at some of the old videos and stuff. And I was like, what are the top 2 or 3 videos that he has the most views on? It was like a couple hundred or something. And I saw that one. And I was like, man, I haven't seen this in so long. So I sat there and I watched it. And yeah, it was really funny. Like, that's some really funny stuff. Like, if you redid that video for 2018, I think it would be. I don't even know who saw that video to begin with. Yeah, but I think
it was just people from Facebook, basically. I think I posted it on Reddit a little bit too, so it might have been some random people.
Yeah, dude. I would love to see that kind of video again at some point.
Yeah.
Like, you did that. You posted that video on December 22nd, 2015.
Yeah.
That's already so long ago.
Almost
so
2
much
years.
Has changed. So much has happened in those 2 years.
Yeah, right?
And it's like, you could reflect. You could be like a reflection and looking forward video or something. I don't know. Think about it.
Yeah, no, that's great. It doesn't feel like 2 years ago at all.
Well, now you have a dope setup to do whatever you want. So
it's a lot better now than it was. It's a lot better.
Where were you when you did that? You were in. You were there, right? You were not in that house, but in your grandparents' place?
No, I was in my grandparents' place, and they live in Etowah, which is like 2.5 hours away from here in the mountains.
Wow.
And I had
but like you weren't on Long Island is what I'm saying. Like, so that's already 2 years you've been off Long Island.
Yeah, well, I made that a month after I left Long Island. So it still hasn't been 2 years I've been off Long Island yet, but it's about to be in a couple months.
Almost, though.
Yeah.
I thought it was Oh, yeah, because it's not November yet.
Yeah, I left it on like December 1st or something, I think.
Crazy.
Yeah, really crazy. And that felt like so current, recent. But now it's history. All right, man. Good talking with you. Thanks again.
We'll catch you later. Yeah, of course. Whatever else you want to talk about, just let me know, and we can talk just sometime next week or later this week about the Tinder thing.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Peace.
All right, see you, man. Have a good day.
You too. I always struggle to find the off button on these things.
I got it.
It just says leave call. What if I don't want to leave the call? I just want to turn it off.
Well, I stop broadcast. You can just leave. You can't stop it.